Welcome back, nice to have you here, and I want to talk about something that is very interesting here. Over the weekend there was the first week of the new set in the TCG Arlin, and we have a new deck emerging, a TCG exclusive deck, which normally the TCG exclusive archetypes are very bad and are not very impactful, but this time around this one, Mitsurugi here, was really dominating the weekend, and because we have the new pack in Master Duel on possibly Thursday, but nothing much until then, I want to talk about this very interesting development in the TCG and want to show you the new Mitsurugi deck, the pure Mitsurugi deck. I will show you a base combo in a second in game in Master Duel. Basically, it's not really Master Duel obviously, and it's very interesting. I'm very hyped for this deck to come to Master Duel in the future, obviously in the far future, because especially with TCG exclusives we never really know when they are coming, but this might be one of the strongest ritual decks that ever was released, and from a technical perspective this plays very cool. And we can see right here that Mitsurugi combination with Ryziel won the entire event, and you can see here's a pure Mitsurugi deck and more Mitsurugi variants as you scroll down even further, some with Fiendsmith, some without. Here's the list of the first place basically that won the YCS Providence, but not only did this deck dominate the YCS over the weekend, we also had the national championships where in Austria Mitsurugi also won the entire thing with Mitsurugi Fiendsmith. Second place also Mitsurugi Fiendsmith, and you can see there are a lot of other Mitsurugi variants as well. We have 3 more Mitsurugi Ryziel variants, but this is still not everything. This was also the most represented deck in Top Cut. Also in the Chile National Championship, Mitsurugi Ryziel won the entire thing, and the third place also went to Mitsurugi Ryziel, and then there is another Mitsurugi Ryziel here in the list. So it's not hard to say that Mitsurugi in general was one of the most successful engines over the weekend in this new format, which is a very important format since every national championship will be in this format. But without further ado, I want to show you the deck because I think not only is it cool from a design perspective, but also how it plays. I want to show you a base combo so that you understand what this strong ritual deck can do. Alright, we are here basically in Master Duel MD3 Pro, that is, and we are starting with one of the new cards, obviously one card combo, otherwise why would this engine be good? The Ameno Habakiri no Mitsurugi. Very cool, I like the design. You can let me know in the comments whether you also like the design of the Mitsurugi cards. They are all reptiles, which I don't really get a reptile from this, honestly. I get a dragon, but you can let me know what you think in the comments. You can ritual summon this card with you can ritual summon this card with Mitsurugi Ritual, and you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per duel, and the effect of the third one once per turn. So once per duel effect, firstly monsters your opponent controls lose 800 attack on the field, and then you can reveal, and this is very strong, this card in your hand for cost, special summon one Mitsurugi monster from your deck, then attribute one monster you control. But you can only use this once per duel. And if this card is tributed, and basically all of the Mitsurugi monsters have this effect that if they are the base monsters and the ritual monsters, that is, if they are tributed, they have an extra effect which normally consists of searching another Mitsurugi card, either a monster or a spell or trap card. If this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi card from your deck to your hand, so you can add anything here besides the Ameno Habakiri no Mitsurugi, and then you can special summon this card also. So if you tribute the Mitsurugi ritual monsters, they all can be special summoned, and tributing also counts for the activation of the Mitsurugi spell card, the ritual card. So the ritual card basically tributes these monsters, which means you can ritual summon the ritual monster, and then you get the tribute monsters, if they are also ritual monsters, back to the field. But you will see this in a second. We are showing the Ameno no Mitsurugi in the hand to special summon the first base monster, Mitsurugi no Mikoto Saji, and then we have to tribute it immediately because this is what the card says basically. Because we don't have another monster that we can tribute, we need to tribute the Saji, but it doesn't really matter since you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn if this card is normal or special summoned, or if this card is tributed, and a lot of Mitsurugi cards have this, they either need to be normal or special summoned or tributed, which means we can activate the effect either way. We can add one Mitsurugi spell trap from deck to hand, and if another reptile monster we control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, we can tribute this card instead, which obviously, keep this in mind, if for example this happens on our opponent's turn, we tribute this, then we could once again use the first effect here because this is also on tribute, and we would also protect one of our other reptile monsters very strong. With the search here, we are now going to grab the Mitsurugi Prayers, a very essential card, a quick play spell. When you activate this card, you can also tribute one reptile monster in your hand or field, apply one of these effects, or if you tribute it, you can apply both in sequence. You add one Mitsurugi monster from deck to hand, and you can also, if you tribute it, take 800 damage. Then you can special summon one Mitsurugi monster from your hand or graveyard, but it cannot attack directly. So we are going to activate the Prayers here, tributing in the hand the ritual monster to grab a Mitsurugi no Mikitu Aramasa, and then we are also going to pay because we have tributed 800 life points and resummon the Saji basically just as a level 4 body. We have not normal summoned yet, but firstly because we have tributed the Ameno Habikiri for the effect of the Mitsurugi Prayers, the Habikiri's second effect should be the third one will now activate and allow us to add a Mitsurugi card from deck to hand, where we will now grab the Mitsurugi Ritual, which is a crazy ritual card showing us what a ritual deck has to do basically in order to be successful, because obviously the old way of ritual summoning wasn't successful since you would need the ritual card in hand and then also monsters to tribute from either field or hand, which is normally too expensive and doesn't really work. But the Mitsurugi Ritual says this card can be used to ritual summon any reptile monsters, activate one of these effects, and you can only activate each of these effects once per turn. Ritual summon one reptile monster from your ritual monster from your deck by tributing reptile monsters from your hand or field whose total level equals the level of the ritual monster. So you can either ritual summon from the deck by tributing from the hand or field, or you can ritual summon one ritual monster from your hand by tributing up to 2 reptile monsters from your hand, deck or field. So you can use both in one turn, tributing from the deck to summon from the hand, or tributing from the hand to summon from the deck. And obviously this special summoning from the deck or from the deck or from the hand basically by using materials from the deck is super impactful. Also keep in mind that all of these Mitsurugi cards, if they get tributed also from the deck, will be able to activate. So a lot of pluses happening here. Then we grab the ritual here. Now we can normal summon the Aramasa, which on normal summon we can add one Mitsurugi monster from deck to our hand if this card is normal summoned or special summoned, or if it's tributed once again. And we grab the ritual monster, the boss monster, the Ame no Murakumo no Mitsurugi. Now we can from the hand summon the one that we just added here with these 2 bodies, and we ritual summon from the hand. And now in the graveyard we have used the Mitsurugi no Mikitu Kusanagi for this ritual summon, which he says if this card is normal summoned or special summoned or tributed, which we just did from the deck, we can target one Mitsurugi card in our graveyard or banishment and add it to the hand. Very nice. We're going to do this to add back the ritual, because keep in mind we have ritual summon from the hand with this, but we can once again ritual summon from the deck by using monsters from field our hand. And then we have our boss monster here, which is very strong, which says if this card is special summoned, you can destroy all monsters your opponent controls. So this is basically Raigeki on a monster, and we will be able, through multiple ways actually, to resummon this on our opponent's turn, clearing the entire board, which is a super strong interruption obviously. When your opponent activates a card or effect, we can quick effect activate this effect, and your opponent can either then discard a card or the effect is negated. So this is either an Omni negate or your opponent discards a card basically, and then like all of the Mitsurugi monsters, if this card is tributed, you can add one Mitsurugi card from deck to hand. So this is crazy about this engine, that it makes so many pluses and generates so much follow-up, but we also have this very nice interruption that if we can establish this right here, now if our opponent wants to use hand traps, he will have to pay 2 cards, which obviously is super expensive. This is a very grindy deck that wins through generating resources over and over again. So now we can make ritual summon number 2. We use this one from the field to get to Futsu no Mitama Mitsurugi. This one you would not play in a not pure Mitsurugi deck, but in a pure one you would play it. And then in a new chain we can activate our boss monster in the graveyard. Because it was tributed, we can add a Mitsurugi card. We add a Mitsurugi Mirror, another Mitsurugi ritual card basically, and resummon this guy. The Futsu is also very interesting. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, except during the damage step, we can target one reptile monster in our graveyard and special summon it, which means we can use all of the materials that we have in the graveyard here, special summon them, and this basically prevents our opponent from having the ability to easily kill us. This also has 3400 400 defense, and this can resummon our boss monster, which then can use Raigeki effect to destroy the entire field. But obviously, if we tribute this has another effect. If this card is tributed, we can add one Mitsurugi card from deck to our hand. So this is what we are going to do now. Mitsurugi Mirror to ritual summon here, using this one as tribute to get from the graveyard. We can do this from the graveyard, the one that we have basically used before, the Ameno Habekiri no Mitsurugi, which on the field is not really impactful. And then in the graveyard, we activate the dinosaur at the counter trap. Basically, it's not really a counter trap, but it kind of performs like one. And then we can also resummon the dinosaur. So we have a full field. This is the Omni Negate trap. You can only use one per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect. Tribute one level 5 or higher reptile monster, negate that effect, and if you do, destroy that card. We can obviously also basically tribute our boss monster here, because then it will come back, search as a card, and destroy the entire field, which is just crazy. And now we have a lot of bodies that we can use to make some even stronger guys. We can go XYZ level 4 into Evil Swarm Nightmare, which says when your opponent special summons a monster, you can detach raw material from this, change that special summon monster to face down defense position. Very strong interruption here. And then we can also make an IP Masquerina with our boss monster and the Habakiri, keeping the dinosaur on the field, which the dinosaur can now on our opponent's turn at any special summon revive the boss monster, destroy the entire field, but also revive all of these other monsters, which obviously, if we special or normal summon them, will give us even more follow-up. So the amount of cards we will get on our opponent's turn is crazy. Plus we have this Omni Negate basically and our IP Masquerina, all from one card. Super strong, a lot of follow-up, crazy engine here. And I think from this tribute your monsters and then this gains an advantage, this is one of the strongest, maybe even the strongest ritual mechanic that we have ever seen in the game. And I am really liking how this deck plays. I really like the artworks, the dinosaur, the other one here, even though you can't really say what this even is supposed to be, like a Hydra with a lot of heads or something. But a very cool deck. I can't wait to get this in Master Duel, but unfortunately I guess this will have to wait for a while, because TCG exclusives, they take a lot of time for the game to be released, or for it to be released in the game, unfortunately. But you can let me know in the comments what you think of this. Are you surprised that this was so dominant? I don't think so. If you have seen this one card combo, let me know in the comments what you think of Mitsurugi full power, obviously. Thanks for being here, and we will see each other in the next one.